Now, I always start with a sip. I'm hoping that my microphone is working. See if we can switch the mode here. Mode. There we go. This is the mode I want here. Get that out of the shot. Little bit of playing on Friday night. Hey, Michael Jadoko. What's up? How you doing, dude? Hey everybody, how y'all doing? I hope on the new mic, I hope that it's working on live upload. Just doing a bit of playing. It's Friday night, going into New Year's weekend. Playing that's on a harp. One of the last harps I made in D. And going out, hey, what's up? Yeah, just doing a bit of playing. This is one of the last harps I made of the year. I'm going to make one tomorrow. This one's in D. I'm going to compare it to the first harps of the year I started building. Jamie M says, I really enjoy your playing. Well, Jamie M, I enjoy you watching, and my name's Jamie too. I'm Jamie Bebb, and we're comparing this harp that I made, one of the last harps of the year, to the harp that I first made at the beginning of the year, while Bill Axe says, yeah, Happy New Year to you too. This is the first harp I made, and it was earlier, well, mid to late January of this year. I just started making harps this year. So let's listen to my first harp I ever made. I about cried when I made it because I had ruined so many pieces of metal before I got one to make noise. Hey, Joanne, how is you doing? We're just playing the first harp that I ever made, which was this year, in early 2017. And here's one of the last harps I made. A lot of progress this year. It was a good year for building harps. I learned some things, ruined lots of harps, and ended up with harps that I actually enjoy playing. Michael Jidoka says, thinking of getting the Glazerin Cricket. Do you recommend it? I had one Glazerin Cricket that came in on my last big order, and I really, really did not like it. It was very, very clicky. Every once in a while, I'll get a Glazerin harp that's like that, so I just sold it on eBay for really cheap. I don't feel that's probably representative of the way that the Cricket normally plays, so I say go ahead and give it a try. You'll probably have better luck than I do, but about every big shipment, I have one harp that plays extra clicky. I mean, the sound on it was good, but it just played a little bit too clicky for my taste. And the quality of harps does vary, I've noticed, especially when I'm ordering large quantities of them. Here's a harp that I'm going to get the unboxing on it uploaded tonight. I've got it uploaded. I actually just need to do the metadata, the translations and all that. But yeah, go ahead, get the Cricket. It sounded good. Here's some I just got in. I only got one left. Aunt Joanne got two of them, actually. I'm going to ship out tomorrow. These are the Makseyev. They come on a necklace. And I had to keep one for myself because they're absolutely fantastic. And they're probably the most ornate harps I've ever bought. Just give this a gander. The craftsmanship that goes into making a harp like this. That's a lot of detail. They're two-tone. A little bit different way. I'm drying out here. And Makseyev went about it a little bit different way. Could I make some more big videos on beginner techniques? Absolutely. And we're going to go over beginner techniques after I finish showing this harp and another harp. right after this, I'll pick up a beginner harp and a couple harps that I recommend for beginners that I sell, and we'll go over some beginner techniques. But this Maxea, it's two-tone. If you look, it's got a screw and a little nut in lieu of a magnet. And there are pros and cons to having this assembly. One, the magnets. I've lost all the magnets on my magnetic harps except for the Titan and Phantom. But this won't go rolling away, and it works really well. Only downside is putting it back together. They play well as basses, but where they really shine is taking the weights off. I'm actually giving thought to doing this with my upcoming harp models, supplying them with several different weighted nuts and bolts, and I can grind them and hit different notes. But when the weights are off is where a harp really shines. And I do really dig this harp. It's loud, capable of fast play, really, really bright, sparkly. Super awesome. Love the Maxea. But let's get into some beginner techniques. Jamie M just commented a while back on wanting to do some beginner techniques. I'm just going to grab one of the harps that I use for beginners. If as I can find it, we'll grab a couple. And tomorrow's going to be the drawing. We're going to be doing the drawing for the Glazern Lighthouse. It's a raffle for beginners, and if you go back a couple videos back to last weekend and you're a beginner, go ahead and comment on how you found the harp. How do you enter it? Actually, just comment on this video. If you only have, this is mainly aimed at beginners who can't afford a decent beginner harp. It's a Glazern Lighthouse, and if you're a beginner and you are playing on a toy harp, or if you just found the harping and you want to get a harp, go ahead and comment below how you found the harp. I'll put that, and I'm going to put all the names in a hat or in a jar and draw them out and then mail them this harp for free. It's my Christmas gift, end of the year gift to a beginner. I would like to keep that the raffle, the competition, which is absolutely free, confined to just beginners, people who don't have harps. So if you have a whole collection of harps, please don't enter. But yeah, if you don't have a decent harp and you're a beginner, comment below and I'll throw your name in the raffle. I think, was there 5 or 6 people all that's in the raffle? So if you get your name in the raffle, there's a pretty good chance of winning. But yeah, put your name in, and it's just kind of honor system. If you've got a huge harp collection, don't put your name in. But if you're playing on a toy harp and you want another a really good beginner harp like this Glazern Lighthouse, now there's quite a bit of breadth for a beginner harp, quite a bit of sensitivity, decent range. The range on a Lighthouse is kind of limited, but I recommend it to beginners. Logan Ross says, I only have a small, inexpensive harp, and I have 3 of my... What is your what model's your most expensive harp? Yeah, this I just want to keep this confined to people who can't afford a good harp. So for somebody who's coming off like say a toy harp, like Snoopy harp, yeah, this is going to be on par with the Wave. The Wave and the Lighthouse are about they're in the same ballpark. The Wave's just higher for faster play and a beginner harp, and then the Lighthouse is the lower bassier version of that for a beginner. But much better than like this is a Hobby Lobby mouth harp, which is also about the same thing as a Snoopy. Or we have the Grover Alto Austrian, which has been my least favorite harp, if I can find it. And the cramp seems to have come loose again. Yeah, I don't like the Grover. Wild Bill has yet got me all excited. I'm good. I want a different one. Not. Oh, hey, Wild Bill. If you're looking for a good harp, and you're here in the U.S. or in Canada, I have 3-day shipping, and I stock quite a few models, and I've got a ton coming in. I've got some really advanced beginner models, or not beginner, but advanced play models like the. This is the Moxea. Very, very bright, very sparkly. I've got Glazerin in stock. I'm sure I don't want this to become a commercial because that's never what Friday Night Harping's about, but got more Chang. Merchanga, all sorts of ones. Anyways, where was I going? Oh, I do have one of the Moxea left. What do I recommend for speed and faster play? I like Glazerin for that. Salagis are good. And I've got Masco is going to be coming back in stock after the first of the year. I got Oleg on the way. I got Viskovich on the way. And these, with care, Moxeas can be played pretty fast. Get a lot out of Moxea. Masco is excellent. Glazerins that can be played fast. Glazerin Batman, gonna have those coming back in stock pretty soon. I think rainbows can be played really fast. I've got a couple rainbows left. I'm just gonna play my personal rainbow. The harps that I make, you can hammer on really, really fast. Hey, Dr. Frank, what are you doing, man? I talk to that dude all the time. Somebody was just Wild Billac. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. From Alaska. Maybe it's Wild Bill AK. Maybe that makes more sense. He just asked what harps I like that play fast. Any of your mid to high Salagis. Hit Mark Poss from Mouth Music, a friend of mine. He's out of California. Has 2-day shipping on all those harps. Any of the Blackfires in the mid to high. This is like a G sharp, I think. Yeah, G sharp. How are you? Like the name you gave me. Oh, no, I was speaking about Wild Bill AK. Somebody just commented about Wild Bill AK. And, oh, yes, going back to entering your name into the raffle if you're a beginner who can't afford or doesn't have the money to buy a good harp. If you're coming off a toy harp, to enter your name in the raffle, oh yeah, Dr. Frank. Yeah, go ahead. Aaron's Jaws. Oh, I will do that. I remember seeing, I think, a YouTube video of him on a skating thing or something. But yes, going back to the raffle, coming New Year's Eve, I'm going to be doing a raffle on this harp here, the Lighthouse. And I'm reading comments as well. I'm doing this raffle on the Lighthouse. If you're a beginner who can't afford a beginner harp, go ahead and comment your story of how you found the harp. But commenting on the live feed won't help me because I won't be able to see those comments later. So after the video ends, go ahead and comment below, because New Year's Eve, I'm going to count up all the comments and read the stories. And the story won't help increase your chance of winning the harp. But if you're a beginner looking for a good harp, if you don't have the money, I'm going to be doing a raffle. Just going to put a whole bunch of names in a jar. We're going to draw it out. So anyways, yeah. Frank, what do you think about having a Lighthouse for a beginner's harp? I think they have a little bit steeper of a learning curve, but once you learn on the harp, you're going to have a better payoff than a toy harp. Because there's quite a bit there. And the Lighthouse, it's not an expensive harp. It's at the lower end of the Glazern price range. I think I've got more Lighthouse, and I've got a lot more Waves coming too, because the Waves also on the lower end of the price range. But you still get a lot out of it, and it's a little bit higher of a harp, so you can play it a little bit faster. Getting back into whatever. Yeah, my sentiments exactly. It's good. It's not very hard to play, like Frank says, but it teaches you a little bit of precision. It's the gaps on it are tight enough. The reed is soft enough that it teaches you that you need to have precision, because like on some of the beginner harps, the gaps are so large you can't really even miss strike. And I find it to be a lot safer than like a Snoopy harp or something like that, because Snoopy harps, the reeds are really stiff. If you hit a tooth with this, or the biggest danger of harping, especially as a beginner, is people who play outward, catching your finger, drawing the harp away from you, and slapping it up against your teeth. And I haven't, knock on wood, I haven't broke a tooth or anything, but I've been slapped with like my Glazern Star. Sometimes I used to drink beer, play the harp, and I'd play it outward as fast as I could, because I used to play primarily outward. Now I'm more of an inward player, and sometimes I play outward. It's just much, much healthier for your harp. If you play it inward, you're going to get a ton more use out of your harp. You're not going to have harps break prematurely. You're going to get millions and millions of plucks out of harps instead of, hundreds of thousands. And also, you get a little bit better sound on most harps plucking inward. And it's a lot safer, too, to pluck inward. Said, I thought I paid $85 for mine at Action 20 years ago. It's old, but it's tough. Oh, nice. Gansy, Dio, hey, how you doing? How's the harp, and how are things out your way? And how do things, Frank Ant said, I used to drive drunk in Grand Theft Auto. Oh, I'm doing well, dude. It was warm today. A couple days ago, it got down to -1. I think that'd be -18 if you was in Celsius. And then today it was back to t-shirt weather, and going in the weekend it's supposed to get really cold. How is that's the thing about Kansas. I live in Kansas. That's the thing about Kansas. It'll be freezing cold one day, and then you'll be t-shirt the next day. Then the wind will be blowing 50 miles an hour. Couple weeks it might be 70 or 80 degrees out. Kansas, as a state, she does what she wants. She says it's wet and cold in France as well, but not that extreme. Yeah, Kansas, it just does what it wants, just does whatever. How did I get into harping? How did I discover it? Well, a couple years ago, I had a hernia, and I'm getting older now. I'm like 33, and especially when I was younger, I'd pick heavy things up. I'd grab pipe wrenches, big ones, and torque on them as hard as I could. I did a lot of training at my work. I trained people, and especially new guys. If I didn't think that they were getting a pipe tight enough, I would take pipe wrenches and I would do 2 or 3 extra turns on it. Just really bear down and bury the threads. And at one point, I was working up on a roof, and I was using too small of a pipe wrench, but I wanted to kind of get a good workout on my wrists and arms. And this is turning into a whole different story. So I was doing like 1 1 1/4 inch pipe with 14-inch pipe wrenches, and I ended up going too tight on it. I had to do another round, and I bared down on it as hard as I could, I ended up tearing a muscle in my stomach, so it gave me a hernia. Got it fixed over a surgery, and then took 2 months off work to let the surgery heal. Ended up buying my first harp, was a toy harp. It was this from Hobby Lobby. Somebody says it's cold as heck in Illinois. Awesome. Yeah, this is a Hobby Lobby mouth harp. I was there with my mom, or there with my wife, and I was meeting her mother, and anyways, I ended up buying this and a couple other things. I bought a Venus flytrap plant and a pitcher plant, and bought this and really got into it. Then I got a hold of Mark Poss at mouthmusic.com. I searched it on the web, and the first thing that came up was mouthmusic.com, who's now a good friend of mine. He lives out in Sun City, California. He sells Salagi harps, Schluters. A lot of my earlier videos, you see all the harps I bought came from Mouth Music. And he says, I got mine in an outdoor living history site. I was like, oh, cool. Oh, you got an antique one. I have a 100-year-old harp. It has been abused, and I've thought about fixing it, but I'm like, oh, I don't want to break the reed. This is an old J.R. Smith. And this 100-year-old harp, it doesn't play well. It plays like it's 100 years old and been abused. Did I teach the plant how to play? No, I did not. The pitcher plant actually ended up sprouting, and then it just didn't live. And somebody says, and when you are finished with the story, I'd like to hear the last harp again. The overtones sound awesome. Are you talking about this one here? That's a Glazerin Star. I sell Glazerin as well. Oh, really? Which Glazerin do you have? Actually, my favorite of the Glazerin I played, I don't even have it. I bought a couple alphas, and I've sold them. I have a harping business. I sell them over Facebook on my page, The Harpery. But yeah, I sold the alpha. If you dig good overtones, check this one out. Just got these in, and all of them was sold except for one, and I kept one for myself. Somebody says the name and rush. Oh, missed it. Backhand says I want it. Oh, you want the star? Yeah, I'm getting stars back in stock on this next shipment. And I don't know when exactly the shipment's arriving. I get them from Glazerin. And he's like, I'll put in an order, and he'll tell me that my order's been accepted, but he won't give me any updates on what time it'll be done. He says, I saw the video you shot with this one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've actually got one left. I got the low B, and yeah, they're really cool. And I've got a lot of new harps coming in. They're exciting. Got more Oleg coming in. I was really impressed with a couple of the Oleg I got. And they actually all have custom cases made by Sergei Davidiuk. I've got some Vaskovich coming in. I see a lot of his stuff, and his harps sound pretty good, and they're beautiful. I've got Litanov, just got finished. They're shipping out in the next couple of days. The Litanov are going to be by far the most expensive harps I'll have in my collection because they're hard to get. Babayev, Munharp are coming. Also, Kovatsenko. I've seen Olena Pozluna. Hope I pronounced her name right. Playing those. She was talking about how good they are, so I got some of them coming. Yeah, and they're comfortable hold. I've been trying as of late to hold kind of like some of those Russians do. Because some of these harps, this harp's kind of made for holding like that, and it kind of shows off how pretty a harp is. Now, anyways, how is the microphone, the audio quality? I got this microphone I got, and it seems really good for pre-recording stuff. I'm just wondering how the audio is as far as live. Okay, so the audio is good. I know that this microphone, it's like a Shure MB5. The audio on it's a lot better than my smartphone, but I hadn't yet tested it for live uploads. Getting lots of comments. Yeah, what I used to shoot on all the time was my Lumix G7 and a Rode Video Mic Pro, which is a pretty expensive setup, especially for me. But I've kind of went over to just I have an iPhone 7 Plus and the Shure MV5 microphone because it's really easy. A lot of times when I get a song in my head, by the time I get done setting up the camera and the mic and manually pulling and balancing the focus on it, the song's already gone and I'm just no longer in a good mood because I've had to fuss with a camera too much. So I'm going more toward using the iPhone 7 Plus and this microphone because I can just make more videos and be in a better mood when I make them. But anyways, on the video I'm uploading tonight of the unboxing, as far as the number 2, it's a 2-part. The first one's me unboxing. The second part is all the close-ups. I did all that on the big camera because it really brings out the details much more so than an iPhone would. Oh, Jamie says he lives in Holland. It's 3:13 in the morning here. Oh, it be getting late. I don't know what time it is right now. Is it 7 or 8 o'clock at night? Got off work, juiced up some citrus to help keep our immune systems a little bit more recharged, and then made some chicken enchiladas. But last night, same for me and France. Oh, yeah, it be getting late over there. Y'all are up past your bedtime. Last night I was experimenting around with muting. Best mutes I'm getting on this is back here on the pointer finger, which is an odd technique for me, but it feels really good on this harp. Oh, he says 5:15. You must be on the West Coast. Is you California or Oregon? Yeah, here I'm playing in the upper register of the overtones that I can produce. I'm keeping my tongue clear almost up at the front. And I'm also, it feels like if you had, I don't mean to get like all new age, if you had a third eye, that's where I'm concentrating the vibrations. What that's actually doing is I don't actually have a third eye. I'm just flaring my nostrils open as much as this broken, deviated septum can be open. So I'm letting things resonate around more in my mouth and up into my sinus cavity, the little bit of sinus cavity that's left. I did MMA, kickboxing, that type of stuff for years, and my nose is destroyed. Oh yeah, anytime you go making your vocal cavity smaller, you're going to get higher overtones as you draw your tongue back. You're going to start getting those lower overtones until you go down into your esophagus or into your throat. And it's the same feeling like if you were to yawn, of holding your throat open. That's where you get the low tones. And that's how I test the range on it. I'll start with my tongue as close as I can. I'll start drawing back. I'm getting clicks here today. So it says you made me yawn just across the ocean. Yeah, if I even see a dog yawn, I'll be yawning. Oh, but yeah, anytime you hear me playing those deep hollow noises, I'm playing down in the throat. I was going to ask who hit you. Rocky kickboxing. No, I did MMA for years and years, and my nose had been broken for several times. Before that, actually in my last fight, it went 3 rounds, and I lost it to a split decision. In the first round, my nose got broke, but by that time in my MMA career, it really, like, being hit in the nose hard and have my nose broke wouldn't knock me out. It was just irritating, to go another 2.5 rounds with my nose broke. And I actually went to the doctor after that fight because I heard, if you get your nose broke, you can go to an ENT doctor and they can fix your nose. Well, they tried, going up in my nose, and they're like, no, there's nothing we can do unless we do surgery. I'm like, well, will the surgery work? And the doctor's like, maybe. I'm like, well, maybe's not good enough. You ain't cutting on my nose. And I don't do MMA anymore just because I do love training MMA and all that, and it gets you in fantastic shape. And it's actually, there's quite a bit of thought involved in it, but getting hit in the head long term isn't good for you. So I've switched over. I do jiu-jitsu a few times a month when I have time. I used to train quite a bit in jiu-jitsu. That's Brazilian jiu-jitsu, grappling, a lot of fun. And if you've ever thought of getting into martial arts, I would highly suggest Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's very effective, and it's also, you'll learn a ton because Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is basically chess. There's a lot of thinking goes involved in that, and you really can't see it unless you do it. And nothing's as stressful relieving as rolling and grappling. And I've been experimenting around as of late, doing a lot of more melodic lullaby sounding things. I got a baby on the way. Sometimes I play for my wife's belly and watch the baby. Like sometimes I'll play a little bit and then the baby will kick or stretch. It's real cool. If I tag you in a Harp video on Instagram, I mentioned earlier, yeah, absolutely, dude. If you have me on Instagram, yeah, tag me in it. Absolutely, I'll watch it. And if you do Harp videos often, I'll follow you too. And like, if you follow me here on YouTube, a lot of stuff I do just for YouTube. Then I do some different stuff for Instagram. There's lots of pictures of me making harps and everything. And also on Facebook and then my harpery. I kind of spread out my social media a bit. Okay, we need to play a different harp. We need a different style. I don't want to stagnate with the harp in it. I am stocking some different beginner harps for really cheap. These are Nitochi. They come in a pretty cool, it's a pine or firwood box. I've never seen a harp held in there like that. But I got them at a pretty modest price from Ukraine. And they're not bad. I think I'm going to start selling them as a cheap beginner harp with a case combo. But there I go back again to talk about selling. I don't know what it's about. Let's see, I'm going to play more Chang. And then we go end it. It's 32 minutes. One thing that I've noticed, still can't quite figure out in and out playing. Oh, you got your first harp 2 days ago. Awesome. What kind of harp did you get? Anyways, I'm going to do some playing on a more Chang. And so Frank Hansen said couldn't figure out in and out playing. Normally, whenever I'm playing, most of my playing is inward and I bounce to the outward because you just get better sound out of an inward pluck and your harp's going to last a lot longer. I've actually never broke a harp yet and I've played them hard and played them a lot. Mainly because, you know, I've only been playing a couple years and I don't do a lot of outward playing. I know some people who do outward playing and they break harps often. Not like every day, but yeah, the harps be broken. And you're gonna get a little bit better of a tone out of most harps inward, just because of fundamentally the way a reed vibrates when you hit it. When you pluck down, it's gonna vibrate better than if you pull out and stress it like this. Anyways. Got a mouthful of spit on that one. See, we'll play one more harp. What do I want to play? I want a clackery. Oh, my clackamores are up. Well, I actually have one down here. Okay, somebody asked, will I show the old one again? Any history on it? Where we begin? Oh, there it is. J.R. Smith, I actually got this one. The spitting issue, worldwide. Yeah, sometimes, especially if I think, like, you're starting to get some saliva in your mouth, don't salivate anymore. My mouth will just fill with spit. Oh, somebody asked what the wooden thing is, and we'll go back to that. This is a J.R. Smith. They were made, I think they started off making them in England, maybe, and then they were made in America up till the 1950s. There's some models of them. Some of them play better than others. This one is all misaligned. The reed's bent outward. This is an example of a harp that's been being played for a long period of time outward. It warps the whole reed because it stresses it different. And a lot of people who play primarily outward will notice that a harp doesn't draw start when they first get it, and after a while they can draw start it. Well, there I did what's a manual. Yeah, this harp here is over 100 years old. Right there. It was probably made in the early 1900s. And a perfectly made harp sits dead set with the decks. So you can't draw start it. There I did a manual draw start. I just pushed it forward a little bit. Well, when you play outward all the time, it deforms the reed over time, so it starts bending it in front of there. That way, if you draw air in through it, it draw starts it. But yeah, a good harp that's perfectly aligned won't draw start. And there I'm doing the manual draw start. But yeah, that's one example of outward plucking will do to a harp. It will, if you play hard outward for long periods of time, it will begin to deform the reed, and you're going to start sacrificing your sound quality because the reed is going to be making vibration. It's going to be making its clicks out of time. Here pretty soon I better end this video because one thing this microphone does do, it gives me really good quality, but it runs the battery down quickly. And somebody asked, good to know about the reed going outward. Yeah, it's going to always going to be harder, and it's going to really cut down on the lifespan of your harp if you play outward, and you're not going to get as good as getting comments on or messages on Messenger from Baba. Yeah. Okay, I'm all over the place. I'm getting messages, I'm reading, I'm trying to talk. We're gonna go back to the wooden thing. Somebody says I play inward except for doing returns. Yeah, most of my playing is inward, but sometimes I bounce outward. Yeah, I can play outward. And I started out playing outward, but yeah, it's not as good on a harp to play it outward. I'm not going to harp on about playing outward. I believe, I'm a firm believer, if you have a harp, you should play it however you want, however the harp speaks to you, but just keep in mind it will reduce the lifespan of your harp. Not very good on it. That's a clackamore, clackery doodle. We'll play one more harp, and then we'll be gone. Somebody says, Wild Bill, what part of Alaska do you live in? I'm in Wasilla. Is it Wasilla or Wasilla? It's cool. That's a cool sounding town. Wasilla? Nice. I'm in Wasilla. Put some Kansas spin on it. Yeah, we're going on up to Wasilla. It's going to be the way. How's the weather up there? I bet it is cold up in Alaska. Oh, somebody commented a big comment. I was closing my eyes. I was getting lost in the harp, and I lost the comment. Sorry, I missed it. Oh. It's about time to call this video. It says, been warm, but cooled off about 10 degrees this week. Yeah, it's been warmer here. Midweek, we got down to -1 Fahrenheit, which I think is -18 Celsius. Oh yeah, that's what happened to me as well. Frank Hansen said he used to play primarily outward, then he's been playing mostly inward. And I used to play almost all the time outward, then I started playing inward. Now I'm not as good at playing outward, but the only outward play that I really do is the bounce on the outward stroke sometimes. Oh, somebody said a bad word in the comments. Oh, that's a pun. Somebody said, it's me, right? Pardon my French. Nice. I'm a fan of a good pun. Actually, let's go out to the shop real quick. You'll see some of my love of puns, all my tools, and y'all might already be familiar with this. And I'm gonna have to end this video very, very shortly because my battery is about to die. Hello, my sweet. You may be live. We going out to the shop. It's cold out there. Magoo, you want to come out, dude? Come on out. Got Magoo. Magoo, what's up, dude? Magoo. I'm a dog person and a cat person. I also like spiders. Here's some of the puns. My press is named Elvis Presley. My shear is named Ed Sheeran. I have a vice named Vice Versa. I'm a big fan of puns. And oh, I didn't even grab a harp. We'll go back downstairs. You're just tuning in to a live feed of me walking around the house. Come on back in, Magoo. Dogs love to come in. They like to go out. I said, love my spot. Is that like the shop? I like the shop pretty well too, but I haven't put any heating and air out there yet. And me being a heating and air guy, I'm kind of behind on that. So it's awful cold out there. I do have an oil heater, but I don't keep it heated all the time. We'll play one more harp, and we're gonna be done. We're gonna play. Oh, we're gonna play something weird. I have a few of these left. Well, that is going to be it for this live upload. We've went 45 minutes. That ain't too short of one. This is the double one I tried already. I think I'll buy it one next time. Yeah, It is a very cool harp. It's not like an everyday, probably a harp that I play every day. It does test your skill, and it is super, super gnarly. It just, the feeling it gives you inside your head is just way out there. And they come like in different, yeah, they are outer spacey. They come in different tunings, though. I can't remember which tunings were which. I've got one that was a C and a C. So he says, I've been playing to this Irish music. Sounds great. Oh, awesome. And, next time I'm going to have to get out the mouth bow. I packed the mouth bow when we moved, and I haven't got it back out. That is about the most outer spacey instrument I've got. Oh. And this one's super crackly. Okay, I better get my phone plugged back in. End this video, get my phone plugged back in, because I think if it goes dead, I lose the whole feed. So anyways, thanks everybody for stopping by. Be sure to comment below if you want to get in. If you're a beginner and you want to get in on the Glaser Lighthouse, if you can't afford a good harp, I'm doing a raffle New Year's Day, probably earlier on in New Year's Day for this. So comment below. Don't comment right now. Wait for the video to end and comment below and tell me your story of what brought you to the harp. And you know, if you only can afford a toy harp, this harp's for you. I'm going to be doing a drawing right out of the hat. Good night, Dr. Frank. Good night, Aunt Joanne. Good night, all the rest of you. Have a wonderful, safe New Year's Eve. If you're getting down, getting festive, be responsible. Don't drive. Well, I love y'all. Be sure to like, share, subscribe for more harpery. Get out there and share the harp with somebody. Be good to each other. I love y'all. Adios. Happy New Year.